with the intellectuals, he connected with everybody. Why? Because he was supremely humble. Now, humility is a quality which nowadays is very much, it's not taken as very important. It's seen as you're weak, you're a wimp, right? Humility is not something you write on your resume, on your CV, Do you put humble there? I'm a humble guy. They will think like, okay, next, forget it, We can use you as a doormat, but not as a job. So, humility is not one of the attributes which is appreciated. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was God himself, Radha and Krishna. And he sat down on the floor. And the Bhattacharya, a Grihastha, is sitting on an asan. And he's a sannyasi. He could come and say, you see this stick? Go get me the Maha. No. He sat on the floor. And he said, you teach me. I am your student. I'm dependent on you. And what happened? The Bhattacharya's heart melted. He conquered his heart by his humility. Now you might say, that's 500 years ago, that's India, that doesn't work in London. It works. You try it. Good friend of mine just got his PhD in Sweden on the life of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur from renowned university, Pranava Prabhu, and he won a prize from a big university for that. And when they were giving him the PhD, his colleagues and teachers and other people were commenting upon him. And more than on his academic qualification, they were commenting on his character. That whenever there was no vegetarian food available, he would just fast. He would not make a fuss about it. That he was very, kind, very considerate, very empathic, very tolerant. So they all appreciated his good qualities, his character, even more than his academic qualifications. So if we want to touch people's hearts, there is no way around. Trinadapi sunichena, taroriva sahishnana, amaninamanadina kirtanya sadahari. There is just no way around. There is no shortcuts. There is no tricks. Because there is no free lunch out there. You have to pay the price. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us how we can actually connect to the people. Hare Krishna. I want to have a comment.
I was going to say before I go, I so agree with what you just last said, because I was thinking about, we were talking earlier about we don't have monopoly on karma and yoga and so on, but you said we have bhakti. And I was thinking about
we have the chance to practice bhakti.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that. Actually, bhakti is also, we don't have a monopoly on that.
No, there's so many movements which got that.
Yeah.
Prabhupada has made it easy. He has made it easily accessible to us.
So,
but I see that as the outstanding contribution which we can actually offer to this world.
It might be. I don't know. It's just an open thought. Because we've got a church around the corner, a Catholic church.
Yeah.
I just ran into the priest there yesterday. And he's been there for a long time. I said he was letting the people out. He was saying goodbye to his parishioners as they were leaving. Yeah. And he's a very devoted man.
Really nice chap.
Really devoted. Yeah. And I said to him, how long have you been here? Because every time I've been to this church, it's you. He said, I've been here 35 years.
Yeah.
And I said, what's your secret? Of how you stayed here. He said, he said the three most important words are, I love you.
Yeah. That's pretty simple.
And he said, and of those three, he said the most important for me, he said, is I, because unless I have an inner life, my love won't be real. Anyway.
Being authentic. Being happy in one's own Krishna consciousness.
But I thought what you just finished with there about Trinadapi Suniti, it's not unique, but it's valuable.
It's valuable.
It's treasured.
Yeah.
If people see that,
and it's not dated. It's not dated. It's up to date. It's current. And that's why the Christians are relevant in many countries of the world, because when they went there, they did three things. Number one, their missionaries had to stick it out in one place. They were not allowed to budge. They had to sit it out, at least for a few years. If you go to a mission to Africa, you have to commit for at least 3 years. Otherwise, they won't send you. So you have to stick it out. So they were relevant to the people, because they were not always running. Number two, what they did was they did social work, meaning schools and hospitals, which was also relevant to the people. And number three, which is very important, if you go somewhere, you have to learn the local language. That's a must, that's a given, that's an imperative. So, that means you have to actually spend time on the ground. Now, of course, we have different traditions. Thank you for your time.
thank you.
And contribution. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Of course, we have different personalities and we have different natures, and there's different forms of teachers and different forms of instructors in our movement. So these are just some thoughts, some food for thought. There is Parivrajakacharyas, people who just preach, like Narada Muni. They just go all over the world. But there is also local teachers and gurus and mentors. And they very much have to be in touch with the people, current, what's happening, what's going on in my congregation's life. What can I contribute to be relevant to their life? How can I improve the quality of their spiritual life? So by studying Chaitanya Charitamrita and following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in our own small, humble way, we can try to become a servant of the servant of the servant of Srila Prabhupada, so that we can also get that glimpse of mercy. Like Gopinathacharya, when he was able to observe how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got Lord Chaitanya's mercy, he was ecstatic. He was completely in ecstasy, because he suffered so much, seeing his relative being stuck and not being able to access the mercy of the Lord. And now it has happened. And you know what Lord Chaitanya said? It's because you're a devotee. He told Gopinathacharya, because you're a devotee, that's why Sarvabhauma got the mercy. And actually it's true. Because he desired, strongly desired, that the Bhattacharya gets Lord Chaitanya's mercy. And that's why Lord Chaitanya, who is so indebted to his devotees, he had to make it true. Because his devotee wanted it. So if you want other people to become Krishna conscious, and you want it so bad that you're ready to give your own pious credits, just like sometimes you're out there trying to distribute a book, and you see this person has got no interest, he's got no affinity whatsoever. So how can I make this person take this book? Well, you just try it. In your heart of hearts, you turn towards Krishna and you tell Krishna, if I've ever chanted your name, if I've ever performed austerities, if I've ever studied the scriptures, if I've ever worshipped you, you take all that pious credit and you give it to this person. And then you see what happens. Boom! Have you ever seen that? How a person just changes right in front of your face? How the fire just becomes ignited when they get touched by Lord Nityananda's mercy.